Welcome dear students to another video on your chapter motion for class 7. Today we are going to do the second part where we shall learn about distance and displacement, uniform and non-uniform motion, and about average speed. So let us begin. So when we talk about displacement and distance, you might have heard people say that the distance between your house and your school is like 5 kilometers, or it is 1 kilometer, or when you are going from Rourkela to Puri, suppose, and you say the distance is so and so kilometers. So when we talk about distance in physics, it is the total length of the actual path covered by an object, and it does not depend upon direction. It is denoted by the letter D. So if you see this figure, X, Y and Z. Suppose I am at position X and I want to go to the position Z, and suppose this distance is 4 and this distance is 3. Let it be in kilometers. So I can tell that the total distance I covered to go from point X to Z through Y will be 4 plus 3, that is the total distance will be 7 kilometers. So if I say that the distance covered here will be is equal to 4 plus 3, that is 7 kilometer. Now what is displacement then? Displacement is the shortest possible distance covered by an object from its initial position to its final position in a particular direction. Now when I talk about moving from X to Z, suppose it is in the southward direction. So the displacement here, if I just show you by measuring, this is around 5 kilometer. So this is, I will assume as kilometer because I am talking here in kilometers. So the displacement covered here will be 5 kilometers. So that is the shortest distance taken to cover from X to Z, the shortest distance. So the distance covered from the initial to the final position and the shortest possible distance. If you know the Pythagoras theorem, you know that 4 square plus 3 square, if this is 90 degree, can give you 25. Root over of 25 is 5. So displacement is denoted by S, and it is always based on a particular direction. So suppose I say it is from X to Z. Also remember the SI unit of displacement and distance are same. Both are measured in meter. Now when I talk about uniform and non-uniform motion, it is depending upon some factors like the distance travelled, the time taken and the direction of the motion. You all know by now that the speed is calculated by the formula distance by time. So when I say that a body is having uniform motion, then it means that it covers equal distances in equal interval of time. As you can see, I have plotted a graph showing with increase in time, the distance is also equally increasing. If I say there is a table with distance in meter and time in second, so suppose I say it covers 10 kilometer or 10 meter here, 20 meter, then 30, 40 and 50 in 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second and 5 second. So there is a difference of 10 in each of the distance, and also there is 1 second difference in the time. So equal distance in equal interval of time, then a body is said to exhibit uniform motion. So if anyone will ask you to draw a graph showing a uniform motion, this is something how it is going to look. A straight increasing line. Now, when I talk about non-uniform motion, then I can say that a body is said to exhibit non-uniform motion if it covers unequal distances in equal interval of time, or it covers equal distances in unequal interval of time. So here you can see there is a little curve here and there. So it may be that the time is not equal or the distance is not equal, and also sometimes the direction may not be same. That will also result in non-uniform motion. So suppose I tell the distance covered in kilometer and time taken in. Suppose a car is moving with 10 kilometer for the first hour, then it becomes 15 for the next, 22 for the third, 25 kilometer it covers in the next 4 hours, and 30 in the next 5 hours. So here time is increasing equally, but the distance covered, like here it is difference of 5, then 7, then 3, and then 5 again. So the distance covered is unequal. So such a body is said to exhibit non-uniform motion. I am very sure that you would have understood the concept of uniform and non-uniform motion. It is easy to calculate the speed in case of uniform motion, because you can have the equal distance, so you can consider any distance by the time. But when we have the non-uniform motion, and as the distance may be different all the time and the time may be different, so you need to use the concept of average speed of the body. Now this is done when an object is moving in a non-uniform motion. The speed will keep on changing. In such case, we have to calculate the average speed by total distance traveled by the total time taken. So how do I define average speed? It is defined as the total length traveled divided by the total time taken during the motion. So total distance by total time. And the SI unit of average speed is same as that of normal speed, that is meter per second square. For example, I will tell you a simple question. Suppose a body is moving for every 2 hours of increase, like suppose 2, then 4, then 6, and then 8. It is moving different distances in different time interval. Then what you have to do? You have to add all the distance and divide it by the total time. Then you will get the average speed of the equation. So add the distance, add the time, divide them to get the average speed. Here is a question to help you understand the concept of average speed better. A train is going from town A to town B at a speed of 50 km per hour and comes back from town B to town A at a speed of 40 km per hour. Calculate the average speed of the train. Now, first understand the concept that when the train is going from A to B, suppose it is covering X kilometer, it is coming back to the same town, means it is covering another X kilometer. So I can say that the total distance traveled here is X plus X, that is 2X kilometer. And the speed, I know the average speed of the movement of train from one position to other position. So I can get the time. You know that average speed, or AS in short I am writing, is total distance by total time. So when I have to do this, I know the total distance now, but I don't know the total time. But I can calculate the time based on the formula speed equal to distance by time. If I need to calculate time, I need to do distance by speed. So here distance is x and speed is 50 km per hour. So when I'm going from A to B, now I can calculate the time for the train going from A to B by this formula, that is distance is x. For A to B, the speed was 50. So I divide it by 50. So I'll get x by 50 hours. And for B to A, the time was again x, because it is coming back the same distance, by 40 as given in the question, is equal to 40 by x by 40 hours. Now according to the average speed formula, you need to do total time, which we have already done in the previous part. So our average speed of the train can be calculated by total distance, that is 2x by total time. Now x by 50 plus x by 40 is the total time. You need to solve it like your maths question. So here 50 and 40 LCM will be 200. So 54s are 4x plus 45s are, so 5x. I get 2x by 9x by 200. So you will do a reciprocal of this, and the 200 comes up, divided by 9x. X and x cancels. I'm left with 400 by 9, which I divide and calculate the average speed. So 4s are 36, again minus 40, 4s are 36 and 4, so it's going to continue. So it's a recurring number. So you can write 44, 4 by 9 kilometer per hour, because this is the average speed. So I'm very sure you would be able to now solve simple questions based on average speed. I will do one more question for your better understanding. A car covers a distance of 500 km with an average speed of 10 km per hour. How much time does it take to cover the distance? So if we say that the distance covered here is 500 km and the average speed of the car is 10 km per hour, so according to the formula, average speed is the total distance by total time. So as here we have to calculate the time covered, so the total time will be equal to total distance by the average speed, which is 500 is my total distance divided by the 10 km per hour. So I get a 50 hours. So the time which I'll take to cover with an average speed of 10 km per hour for 500 km will be 50 hours. I'm very sure these concepts you will be able to solve more numericals based on average speed. Don't forget to like, share and comment about what you like the best in this video. Thank you for watching.